Hi everyone, welcome to Authentic Ingenuity Entrepreneur. My name is Mina Crichton. I'm the narrator of all my video clips. Today's theme is in regards to Henry Cavill and myself. So I'm actually the original in regards to my court case. I am the original of my own life. I'm telling my testimony and my story and all the incidents and making all the facts come live from my court case. So I'm talking about what actually happened to me in the middle. In the moment. So all the incidents and the facts on my court cases and that it's all real and true, but I'm just trying to keep things in the moment. And so today I will be just going over a current incidents. Okay, so just bear in mind that my case is a left behind case. So this is all started from privacy breaches, and that's quite evidential right now long term. But this video clip I will be basically focusing on an in the moment incident just recurred, that Henry and I decided, made the decision that I would go public with it, just for proper intervention, and just for the sake of those that's watching us too. So it's quite clear in my personal property or my personal profile that I've been subject to a love triangle with the use of substitutes. So there's been several perpetrators historically, and different, but they're using different people all the time. So we're at the same issue at the moment, even with Henry Cavill and myself. Okay, so why I feel it's important to just focus on the relationship scam, because the situation in hindsight, like what's actually happened to me, other women or men are actually linked to the public game of the relationship love triangle that I've been subject to. I am the sort of person that I'm a straight person, and I'm not the type of person who would cheat, and nor is Henry. However, these other women behind the scene, and I think everybody knows who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Natalie, and then Amy Denton, who still claims that Henry is hers. And then we have this other secret lover, apparently. Everyone's calling her, I can't even pronounce her name, but it sounds like Chibiti or Jeet, I don't know, but that's what's coming out from the public. And I have found it really hard as far as like the public deception. Here we are, we're two private people and everyone's entitled to their privacy, but common sense is that, public scrutiny and public deception causes harm to those that are actually minding their own business and are actually innocent or not even involved. So but also I've noticed, and everyone's been caught out, that the government globally is also guilty, but it is a secret sport that is absolutely illegal, that I have been subject to. So Henry and I have made a decision to denounce any women or that claims to be in a relationship with him, because he's not. And I have confidence in him, because he's that type of person. He wouldn't even be able to talk to me if he felt guilty. Like, he would put something like that right, and I would know. But with the public scrutiny going on, and it has been hard on me. It's been a big challenge in our relationship. Other reason why, having all this public scrutiny, warlike in regards to relationships scam, it's actually really serious and dangerous, because it's a global game. And these women are are sponsored or supported by other prominent people, whether they're in government or other people in prominent position, rich people. So it makes it really dangerous because they've linked themselves to my private life over the years, and so there's definitely personal victimization, and there's a lot of pain and suffering involved, which I have not found it funny. So anyway, I will continue on. So just to clarify, as of today, he's not in any relationship with anyone else, and nor am I. Okay, so I don't know, but for people to do what they're doing, and the state is definitely involved in it. I can't confirm this, but if people are actually putting insurance on individuals without them knowing, it's actually illegal unless they know about it. Like, I know that there is talks out there that there is insurance that some people put insurance on people, but you can't actually do that without their permission. All right, and it also doesn't give an excuse why the laws don't work when people need it to work. So I just thought I'd just put that out there. Unless somebody has put insurance on me or on another person, they can't actually do that without their permission. And it also doesn't excuse why the laws don't work. Okay, so today's incident, this is like the second clip I did because it gets quite emotional for me, so I'll try not to get emotional because personal victimization is actually really hard because you're reliving real life incidents that's actually serious violent offences. So I will do my best to refer my incident to what the law applies to my case, just so that everyone can understand as far as the legal terminology is concerned. So there's only one positive alliance, or the other one is negative. And one is the actual victim and the other one is actually the offender. Okay, so in this case, Henry and I are both the original. Okay, so what's going on behind the scene? The competition for myself is the invisible opponent versus myself, who's actually the original. So I'm the one who's been... Well, I'm actually the original, and then the invisible people, the secret societies, are the ones who are in my space. It's like Star Wars, and then when you ring them, you're not actually talking to anyone other than the opposed opponent, and that's what I found. So what they're fighting for is either their reputation or fighting... Obviously, they're fighting for Henry. So, but the thing is, it's like my word against theirs and their words against mine. So I've had to go public just for the sake of our own safety, because from a criminal point of view, indirect crimes, as far as deception, public deception, is equivalent to if it is direct. So it does make a massive difference. As far as the law is concerned, the actual immediate pains and suffering and the acts that come from it is exactly the same if it was direct. Okay, spiritually, in the spiritual realm, it is a spiritual warfare, especially when there's no human contact. So we're dealing, like on the spiritual, the negative realm would be, and from my point of view, where I am as the original, I would class as people like witches and warlocks, and it's a hate alliance. So it's either a good or a bad. You can't be both. And so spiritually, it'd be supernatural realm, and so we're dealing with forces here, whether the force is constructive interference or destructive interference. So, but in saying that, it means that if what's happened to me can happen to anyone, it usually means you're in incarceration or in confinement, which is actually illegal. If I feel like I'm in prison, but I haven't broken any laws. But that doesn't stop me from doing my best to go forward. But it's been hard because the cohesion and the force by the public has been immediate and intimate upon myself, and very personal. So I've just used this post here. This here is what usually comes out. Like, these people drive around with a trailer, and then there's a yellow car. It usually means that somebody's gonna, like, they want to capture some, like, you know how when you go catch an animal or something like that. This is the impression that I get. These people, are going around doing what they're doing and then trapping people and do what they're doing to me. But it is a scientific experiment on humans, and it is illegal. But these are the kind of things that I've noticed over the years they come out with when I'm by myself, just to kind of indicate that I'm some kind of an animal to be catched. I don't know how else to explain it, but it is at the end of the time, at the end of it all, it is a conspiracy to commit a crime. Okay, and there's nothing positive about this set of circumstance. It means the person's life is in serious duress, because you don't know who's behind, who is driving, and who the perpetrators are in control of your set of circumstances. And it is illegal. It shouldn't be happening. Okay, what I have found personally, it is organised crime, and it is a lot of emotional blackmail going on. Also, a lot of persecution, emotionally humiliated, you name it. It's inhumane. Okay, and everything is a lie. Everything they're saying about the original is a lie. Okay. That's why I've got Pinocchio here, and that's why I'm even more of a threat, because everything I say is the truth, because it's about myself. But the abuse is usually hurled by, it's to cause an emotional torment, pain, and suffering upon the individual, even to make them commit suicide. It's that serious. That is what you class as serious violent offences. Okay, so these are some of the indications, or what people do, organised crime, people do in the public, whether it's gangs or the public being involved in organised crime. It is a gang, okay? It's not acceptable. It's not normal. So never accept these kind of behaviour as normal. So always stay alert. And you'll know in your own conscience whether something's not right. It's usually a warning sign. But these are the kind of things that these people are implying. It's hate alliance. When it's public, it's more like a civil, like it's more serious when public are all involved, and on misuse devices and everything, and it's global. So never ignore those signs. These people are pretty confident in what they do, because they're making subtle death threats, and that comes under emotional blackmail. They put out rubbish bags, they're throwing things in the rubbish in front of you, or they're making suggestions they're going to cut somebody's throat, or they even spit in front of you. And all this has happened to me, plus many other things. Or they just acting out what they think of you. Okay, but that is what you call serious violent offences. But it is also emotional blackmail, and that's actually 14 years imprisonment. So, because it's indirectly, it's equivalent if it is direct. In my case, their whole idea is they want to squeeze out all the juice from my life. In other words, they want to steal all my good fruits, which historically that's exactly what they've done. But this can happen to anyone, so you eventually end up feeling you feel empty, like sometimes you feel so violated, and then all of a sudden everything seems ghostly and everyone's disappeared, and but it is trafficking in persons, but it's because somebody has violated you and is actually secretly using you for human trafficking in persons crimes, and their intention is to gradually steal, and that is where the relationship comes in. But I have found it helpful actually denouncing these relationships, because only one could be telling the truth. So one will be the alliance that's conspiracy to commit crime, and the other one is the positive alliance, and only one will stand before the court, the one that's telling the truth or one that is a conspiracy. I'd just like to use this just to keep everybody in mind. I've already explained this, but this is what it's like for an individual to actually be concealed. Okay, you're blocked. Your only communication is either you're texting or you're watching TV, unless you're in between traveling to go and see somebody. And then we've got all these secret society globally, like Star Wars outside this container that could be positive or negative, and they only just need one leak, and your life could be in danger. You could be set up or anything. It is dangerous because you're trapped. Okay, anything global that I've gone through linking to my government and to my court cases, whoever is participating in New Zealand, they've actually committed treason. All right, especially if they're linked to government jobs. So if they're linked to these relationship scams over globally overseas, like Henry's not in New Zealand, he's in the other side of the world. If people in my government are actually participating and siding with these people on the other side of the world, according to the law, they've actually committed treason. Okay, and that's 14 years imprisonment. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you're a police officer, whether you are a judge, whether you're a court registrar, anyone in public office. If you are linked to, a relationship scam involving people overseas, you've just broken the law. You've committed treason. Okay, so the other downfall is setting traps. Is when something happens to an individual and you participated by pre-arranging it to happen. It can come under setting traps, because you knew about it and you were willing to do it, even though you didn't, you knew it was wrong and you did it anyway. And that is classified as being reckless and disregard for the safety of others. This even includes if you want to sacrifice yourself for somebody else for a job and then go and, pervert the course of justice. That will fall on you. So, you got to think very carefully with what you're doing, because you will be charged as an individual, and in the body corporate will be separate. But in saying that, I'm just saying these things here. If you're involved and linked to anything to do with me, with people overseas, that's treason, and that's a conspiracy crime, whether it's done by texting, inciting, any form of a breach, to start up some kind of warlike alliances. There's only one positive alliance, one negative alliance, and Henry and I are actually the original. The others, the outsiders, are outsiders. Okay. I thought, before I get into my next topic, spiritually speaking, everyone's, it's obviously this racial disharmony is involved, so we get all the extremists involved, and sometimes it's the cultures joining forces or other extreme cults joining forces. And spiritually speaking, it is heinous hate crimes if it's negative, and they have the intent to hurt somebody, harm or destroy anything negative. That's actually a conspiracy conspiracy alliance, and it is a criminal crime, a criminal alliance, and if you're involved in that, you're on the wrong side. But I have found that it usually means that the originals are actually animated. So the originals, in my circumstances, would be those in my immediate family or friends, and then you have other people doing the animating, and they're doing exactly what they're doing to me, to them. But it is a very serious warlike alliances where these people, they more tend to commit crimes by serious violent offences. It means that they're usually already bedded in your personal circumstances, and they're just doing everything secretly. So they can also do hits secretly and organise, they call them sudden deaths or grave offences, which usually means that the people have already been studied and they have access to everything, so you're not safe anymore. Okay, but these people are for real. They're for real. It's not something to ignore. So I just thought I'll just quickly use this before I go into my topic. They also intend to secretly stealing, so there's a lot of money involved behind the scene, or some cultures it's about religion behind it, and have some people are pretty staunch about their beliefs, but that doesn't give them the right to enforce their belief on somebody else, or to stop somebody else from doing what they want to do, because everyone has their own legal rights to do whatever they want to do. So what's going on with me and Henry is a global Commonwealth game. So we're both very private, okay? We are so private. I'm telling you, I'm private. I've always been a boring type of a private person. I do my business, but I'm having all these problems with people where I am exploited. And Henry is also, he's the same type of person, but he is not having any relationship with anyone else other than myself. And I believe him, because I just do. And plus, I don't want to get into it, but I just thought I'd put that out there, that he's not in a relationship to anyone. I have noticed other women inciting in the public are all voting for them to be with Henry, but he's actually haven't been with the public for about 11 months, and he won't be for a while yet. So what I'm going through is serious violent offences, okay? And this here is 7 years imprisonment. So anything organised is serious violent offences. That means trapping somebody or blocking somebody, or the person's getting persecuted by a criminal alliance to stop them from going forward, or to even conspire to try and kill them, or setting traps. Because it's serious violent offences, it's usually organised crime, and it's usually premeditated, okay? I know that out there people think that Henry is secretly having an affair with somebody, but he is not, right? He's not. I believe him, but what's upsetting me is the deception to the public. Okay, there's no difference to the others, but that is why I've had to denounce it as things go on, because I know a lot of people do believe me, and I'm not the type of person to play games. But these are the things that happens with serious violent offences, is eventually there's a loss of a person's life, a serious risk of loss of a person's life, because the person's trying to go forward and they keep getting sabotage. And unfortunately, this is what's happened to Henry. Somebody is targeting him, and somebody's targeting me historically. But I feel I'm safer than he is, because I know my government is watching over me, and I also have God on my side. But I've been really worried about him, and I haven't felt in my heart to let go of our relationship, because I feel there's this is something that I'm supposed to be in, because it's what God has, led me to go through. Okay, this is my personal journey. It's got nothing to do with other people. This is my journey for me, and I've chosen this journey, and we're both very private, but we are still at risk because of what it's a global game, and obviously there are people fighting over for both of us, or either it's because of their reputation and money's involved somehow, somewhere. And other reasons would be beliefs, people's beliefs, religious beliefs, treaty, whatever. But when it comes to the laws and crimes, those things do not come in on it. Okay, the law, the treaty, our religious beliefs, whatever they may be, do not come in. Our cultural belief do not come in. That is why we have laws, because the laws are there to protect everybody's, civil legal rights. Okay, their human rights, their Bill of Rights, and every other right that applies to a human being. So sabotaging relationship scams, sabotaging somebody so somebody else can take over, that's 10 years imprisonment. Sabotage can mean anything. Sabotage could be sabotaging a court case. Sabotage could mean, sabotaging something to disadvantage another person, or sabotage basically can be anything, directly or indirectly, or even just to destroy somebody's property or to sabotage somebody's reputation. All that comes under sabotage. And once again, if you're, I know both Henry and I are being animators, so we're both been public figures for years, okay? So secretly people have been studying us, and so all it takes is just one leak to actually, for them to know exactly what we're doing. But we are both so private, and we were discussing this actually today, and we're trying to figure out, well, how did they know? And then I said, I didn't say anything, and he says, I didn't say anything there. So it's either they're reading our texts, or or they're watching us, following us wherever we go. I know I'm being followed wherever I go. My reactor's being followed, and this is how the opposing allies know both of our activities. Okay, they think we're going to do next. But that falls under the Crimes Act. There's no justification for it to be happening. So they're setting traps here. That's 5 years imprisonment. You could be setting traps. I've already said that, but so that'll come under that. And also crimes against personal privacy. So for these people to know our activity and to actually premeditate anything, you are actually breaking the law in the first instance. You're breaking somebody's personal privacy. So our private conversation to each other, whether whatever device we're communicating or how we've chosen to communicate, it is private. And if you're having access into it so you can tip off the whole world what we're doing next, that is a serious violation of privacy, and that's illegal. Okay. Even the misuse of devices to listen to our private conversations on the phone or at home, or recording somebody and then passing it on, using it for the wrong reason. Okay, there are a lot of other laws around surrounding privacy. So even though we've got the Big Brother thing, there's no protection for the offenders if it can be proved in the court of law that serious violent offences of conspiracy has taken place upon an individual. Okay, so Henry and I's relationship comes under as we've been illegally been in a romantic relationship for about 19 months, if I recall correctly, since July 2015. third, privately. Okay, we've had our issues, and the only reason why I've gone public, I'm not the type of person who would fight over a man, but there's spiritual reasons why I've had to do what I'm doing, and because Henry has been sick and I was trying to protect him, and that was the only reason why I had to go public in the beginning. And but according to the law, as a couple, we are in a de facto partnership because I'm actually have been supporting him financially. We're not breaking any laws. I'm not breaking any laws. I'm actually helping somebody, and he would be classed as somebody close to me because he's been independent on me, and I've been supporting him financially. Okay, but that's another confirmation we're in a real relationship. Okay, nothing has been pretending. We've had our issues, we've had interference, and we've had people play mind games, and I've ended up talking to imposters and then realizing it wasn't an imposter, and you tell me about it, I couldn't believe it. All these things I've gone through, but according to the law, we are still in a relationship, and I have been supporting him financially. Okay, he's doing his best to him and his mum to get out of it, but we both agreed I would do this video clip because the public inciting by the government and the opposing allies using the government and using social media, blah blah blah. What they're doing is whatever they're doing, they're sabotaging me and him. They're endangering me. And this is the reason why I believe my court cases has dragged on for so long. It's because they're doing this. They're doing what they're doing to me and Henry globally. And this is another reason why my court case is sabotage. I hope you all can see the seriousness of everything. But that's a reason why I chose to be the mouthpiece for both of us. And then it was also just for those that knew me know that I wouldn't cry wolf or make up stories, but I needed to kill the gossip and the lies and the defamation because we were both at risk. And thanks for everyone that do believe me, I just know. But at this stage, those women, they're making up their own lies. Okay, legally they won't have anything to stand on, but this is my evidence of proof of our relationship that I have been supporting him as my fiance because he wants to marry me, so today I'm just going to continue on with a current incident that just happened just yesterday. So I'll try not to be emotional, but I have to do this just for the sake of to protect both of us. Right. Right, okay, let's continue. Right. Okay. And I sent him all his mum's texts. All right. All right. Now, okay, yay, this is finished.